On this show, we're going to take a look at microphones and good mic technique. Well, in addition to traditional conferences, where you might go as a speaker and stand up at a podium with a microphone attached to it or off to the side of it, there is the ever-increasing availability of web conferencing, web chat if you have it, maybe for your company, maybe for yourself. And in these instances, there's a good chance you're going to have to work with a microphone. There's also the opportunity maybe to go as an expert and sit at a table up on a stage with 4 or 5 or 6 other people, each one of you having a microphone to use. So today, I want to look at 2 different kinds of microphones that you're most likely to see and good technique for using them. Now, I have some suggestions for you that I think will make you look real professional when you're at a microphone. And I have one rule, which I'm going to give you at the end of all of this. And this is something you never, ever want to forget. So the first mic we're going to take a look at is the one that I'm using right now. This is called a lavalier mic. And they come both wired and wireless. I've used them both. And I chose to buy this wired one. It's made by Technica. If you've never seen one up close, this is what they look like. And I'm going to hold it up to the camera. This is the microphone. A little tiny thing it is, huh? And then this is the clip that you use. Put the mic, make sure it's seated well, and then put the clip on your clothes. Something like that. And there you have it, you're wired. So, there's a couple of things you want to keep in mind when you're working with a lavalier. And most important is the clothing that you choose the day you're going to be using the microphone. If you know ahead of time, choose your clothes carefully. Why? Because the lavalier is hooked to whatever you're wearing. And the reason that you want to choose your clothes carefully is that some materials, some fabrics, simply are louder than others. To the microphone, it can sound very, very loud, and of course this would be a distraction to the conversation you're having with your audience or with other members up on the podium or at the table that you're sitting at. Okay, moving on, let's take a look at the second kind of mic I want to introduce to you today, and that's called a dynamic mic. This one is made by SHURE. I actually happened to buy this one, my very first mic, when I was living in Tokyo. The thing about these mics, they are ubiquitous. They are everywhere around the world, and they all essentially work the same. Now, they are directional. This one is pointed right at my mouth. You can turn the volume up and have it further away from you, but if I take it out of the mic stand holder and I point it away from my mouth, you can't hear me as well. If it's to the side, it doesn't pick up the same. They have a pickup pattern. You want to know that because if you're sitting at a desk and that mic is in front of you and it's too far away, people aren't going to be able to hear you. If it's too close, and I don't think you'd be speaking this close, it can become distorted. Okay? If it's pointing to one side or the other, keep in mind the mic, whatever it is, wherever it's located, on the desk, hooked to the podium, whatever, you want it pointed at your mouth. Now, this particular mic I chose because it has an on-off switch, and you can see that there. I can turn it off. You can't hear anything I'm saying is what I said, and you may think that's pretty neat. But let's assume you like what I'm saying, and the audience certainly wants to hear what you have to say, so always check if there's an on-off switch on the mic, and make sure it's on, make sure it's working. Secondly, make sure it's pointing to your mouth. Yes, you can move away a little bit, you can move around, you don't have to hog right into it, you don't have to be kissing the mic, but you do want to have it so that it's pointing to your mouth, picking up the important things you have to say. Okay, well, you hung in this long, and now I'm going to give you the one rule. Don't ever, never, under any circumstances, ever think that that microphone that's in front of you isn't picking up every single word you're saying, even at a whisper, even if you think it's off. You don't know if the microphone's to the right or the left or off. Don't ever, ever be caught in that predicament. Why? Because so many people have, and we read about it all the time and hear about it all the time in the news. Don't you be one of them. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.